In an age of wooded ships and imperial ambitions, one man defied kings, empires, and oceans to seize his fortune.
This is the story of Henry Avery, the pirate, who became a legend. Devonshire, England, a rocky coast lined with stone cottages and salt in the air. It was here where Avery was born and bred for the sea. Halfway around the world, French smugglers located in Martinique traded secretly with the Spaniards of Peru. Although proud, the Spaniards were no match for the French with seemingly superior powers.
Sitting ducks, I tell you. Weak. Outgunned.
But what do?
We spend the money.
Spend the money? Sounds like trouble, for the governor would have our heads. On what?
Ships. Ships to fight our battles at sea. The French will see.
They leased 3 ships, outfitted with guns, ammunitions, provisions, and 120 hands.
Who's their aim? To fight the dirty French.
In Devonshire, Avery signed on to a frigate, as first mate to Gibson, commander. They sailed to Corunna, Spain, to collect Spanish agents traveling to Peru, the New Spain. On board the frigate, a sailor asked,
"Hey, you from Devon?"
Who the fuck wants to know? I'm Captain Avery. Gibson's first mate. You take orders from me. What role have you, sailor?
What do you want to know? I don't tell lies.
The toughest men on board.
At moonrise, you'll see them.
Ahoy! Is your drunken boatswain on board?
It was the watchword agreed to between them. Avery answered in the affirmative, and 16 stout fellows boarded the ship. Drunk, the unsuspecting crew staggered below deck to sleep the alcohol off their brains, and the conspirators secured the hatches. Avery unveiled his plot.
You want your cut. We take the ship and our fate in our hands.
Avery and 2 men entered the commander's cabin.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Something's the matter with the ship. Does she drive? What weather is it?
Gibson asked, thinking that someone had untied the ship from her anchor.
No. We are at sea with a fair wind and good weather.
At sea? How can that be?
Come. Don't be in a fright, but brace yourself, and I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm the commander of this ship, now, and this is my cabin, so get the fuck out. I'm bound to Madagascar with the design of making my own fortune, and that of the brave fellows joined with me. Got a mind to make one of us. Mind your fucking business. In time, I might make you one of my lieutenants. If not, there's a longboat alongside this ship, and in it we'll set you on shore.
Accepting the latter offer, Gibson and his crew rowed to shore. Avery and his crew proceeded to Madagascar, and there they met 2 sloops. And apprehensive that Avery might be a frigate that had come to take them, for stealing the sloops from the West Indies, so they slipped their anchors, ran their ships onto the banks and ran into the woods to hide. Perceiving where they were, Avery sent in unarmed emissaries to extend friendship, peace, an invitation to join them in roguery and piracy. Forming a greater alliance, they raised their anchors and proceeded on their voyage to rob any ship at sea. High up in the masthead, a dude spied a ship and they gave chase. Avery fired a gun, and his crew looked at him as soft and not the tough fellow he'd claimed earlier. However, unable to outsail them, the ship yielded, and Avery and his men boarded her. She was one of the Mogul's ships, bound on a pilgrimage to Mecca with servants and slaves surrounding the Mogul's daughter, other dignitaries, that they, in some capacity, would visit Mahomet to offer gold, jewelry, precious stones, great wealth of beauty and opulence, diamonds, money, that the prize taken in this plunder is inestimable. Having cleaned her out, they let her go. Sailing back to Madagascar, the crew relished in their treasure, assessed the new power the treasure had brought to them. They could buy land, houses, even the sea, build a fort and place guards with guns at its gates to repel any attempt by Madagascar's natives to steal their treasure. but Avery dashed their speculations that he had a plan.
Word reached India. The Mughals stormed into the East India Company's court. English pirates! My daughter robbed, my name disgraced. We'll find them, sir. Justice will be served.
Loudly, the Mughal threatened to send a mighty army armed with fire and sword to extirpate the English from all their settlements on the Indian coast. Alarmed by the Mughals' threat, the EIC placated him with promises to catch the pirates, as they've done to others. Docked at Madagascar, Avery summoned the captains of the sloops to his ship to chat about pirates' matters.
It's for the common good, prevents accidents.
A council is held.
Your sloops are too small to fight. If you're hit, you sink with the treasure. So keeping it here is smart. Agreed?
They trusted him, moved the loot, but Avery had already hidden his share.
What the fuck? Where's Avery?
With the treasure on board, they knew they could live on land in plenty, and so they sailed for America, docking at Providence, Rhode Island. Here, Avery sold his ship and bought a sloop, concealing their plunder and treasure on board. The crew's number reduced, when many of them took their share of the treasure and dispersed in various parts of the country. With the remaining crew, Avery docked in Boston Harbor, apprehensive that a discovery would subject them to accusation of piracy, apprehension, and their treasure seized. Remaining in Boston any longer presented a significant risk, so Avery and his remaining crew decided to sail to Ireland. Sailing north, some of the crew grabbed their share of the treasure and dispersed in Cork, Dublin, leaving Avery with most of the treasure. Abandoning the ship, Avery laid low under the pressure and difficulty of selling his diamonds in England. Why? The disclosure would have created suspicions and accusation of piracy, so after some considerations, he decided to contact some supposedly honest guys, in whom he can trust, at Bristol to convey his means and effects. Having done it, he travelled to Devonshire, and while there, he contacted the guys in Bristol and requested that they meet at Bideford, and while there, he will present the treasure to them. With little to spend, and hungry, he bought a loaf of bread, thinking that his treasure will be sold soon. Inviting 2 of his relatives to visit him, they chat about old times. The next day, 4 Bristol men visited him, and they conveyed to him that the merchants known to them are men of impeccable character, beyond reproach, and would not be questioned as to how they came in possession of such treasure. Therefore, the treasure with its immense value is safer in the merchant hands, they assured Avery, who, persuaded by their logic, requested sympathy and a few pounds to offset his meagre condition. They took his treasure. After waiting for a long time for a word of support, or sales, Avery wrote letters to them. And having received no replies, or sales, he was reduced to a beggar and died soon thereafter. That, after adding up your life's variables, you conclude that you're the most conniving robber there is. Then your premise is false and your conclusion is also false, for there's a greater robber than you.